In today's video, we're going to be identifying angles on different diagrams. So it's important we identify the angles because we can use the terminology that's been taught and apply those terms and being able to recognize other angles in the diagram and angle measures. So it's important that we are able to identify angles. Now, angles are usually represented with three letters. Okay, and like this first one right here, we have B, G, D. The G, the middle one is the most important. It's the vertice, right? It's going to show us how our angle is formed. And basically, you just go in order and trace with the order of the letters. So you have B, G, D. So here's B, here's G, here's D. So what I'm going to do is trace B, D, G. Or BGD. And then what I have to do is, that's basically describing this angle right in here. All right, so it looks like the angle number associated with BGD is angle 2. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Just going to scroll over a little bit. Which angle number represents the angle vertical to VYU? Okay, so we first have to find VYU. So we find, here's V, where's Y? Y is here, and then here is U. All right, so I'm going to trace that. V, Y, U. So that's this angle right in here. Now vertical, so it's angle 6, that's VYU, but the angle vertical to that is the one opposite that on the vertice. So the angle vertical to VYU is this angle right here, which is angle 4. All right, so again, it's important to know the terminology when it comes to knowing what's vertical to a certain angle. Let's look at another diagram. An angle adjacent to EHD. All right, where's E? E is here, H, D. So I'm going to trace it. E, let's keep doing that. There we go. E, H, D. That's this angle right here, angle 6. Adjacent to it. All right. Now, this is not an angle name. That's just the vertice it's labeling. So adjacent means next to, means shares a common side with. And it looks like this angle right here shares a common side with this. So it is going to be this angle right here, right next to it. They share this common side, right? So it's going to be angle 5. And you could also name it and something. You don't have to. It makes it a lot easier when the angle is labeled in the middle here. But another name for angle 5 is FHD. So in case you need to know like the letters or the angle numbers, they can be labeled different ways. And if we look at back at these problems, let's look at a couple of these problems over here, right? This one over here, angle 4 is actually T Y W. So this is also T Y W. So different way you can just label these angles. All right, let's look at another one. I'm going to make this a little bigger. All right, linear pair. A linear pair makes a straight line with MRJ. All right, where's my M? M. R. Oh, careful. You got to go all the way up here. J. M. R. J. So that's this angle right here. Linear pair means it forms a straight line. So we want this straight line here, either here or here. But since the R is not an angle, it's just the vertice, this is the angle I'm looking for right here, angle 2. That angle right here, that forms the linear pair. Angle 2. And there's different ways you can label that too. You could label it KRM, right? Or you could actually label it KRS, since that's another point. So there's different ways you can label these angles depending on how far the line segment goes. All right. And I didn't want to bring that over. I wanted to go over here. There we go. And if measure of angle PSL equals 105 degrees, then what is NSM? All right, let's label PSL first. PSL. Okay. So here's PSL. This 105 degrees. So this is 105 degrees. Makes sense. It's an obtuse angle. It's angle greater than 90 degrees. What is NSM? NSM. NSM is right there. It is a vertical angle with this, right? So that is angle 6. So if this is 105 degrees, that means this is also going to be 105 degrees because they are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. Right? They're the same measure. Congruent angles are the same measure. So now we're using some terminology with this. All right, let's look at the last one right here. WYT is 72 degrees. Then what is UYW? All right, so WYT, where's W? There we go. WYT. All right, WYT. Labeled it. That is going to be 72 degrees. I want to find UYW. 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 Okay, they are adjacent. They share this common side here. And this one is acute. This one is an obtuse angle right here. So they're not going to be the same measure. They are actually a linear pair. They are supplementary. They form a straight line right here. So in order to be a straight line, you've got to have 180 degrees in a straight line. So this is going to be 180 minus 72, which is 108 degrees. So this is 108 degrees because it's a linear pair with angle WYT, or another way to say that is they are supplementary. So they are supplementary angles. Okay, so labeling these diagrams, okay, is important to be able to trace along with with the order of the letters so that you can see what is the angle, what's not the angle is important. And also knowing the terminology like vertical angles, linear pairs, supplementary angles. Those are all important in doing these diagrams. All right, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. And always remember, whether you're solving for X or Y, always give math a try.